What is up, guys? It's the PlayStation Pizza, and welcome to episode 23 of Let's Play Spyro 2, Ripto's Reignited Rage. We now have all the talismans of the Autumn Plains, so now we will be doing the Speedways, starting with the Icy Speedway. And as usual, I have my good friend, and he told me in the beginning that he actually has something, not so great to say about the Icy Speedway, but let's hear him out, shall we?
Hello everyone of YouTube, David Hamburg's feather now from Okay, anyways, about Icy Speedway. This one I've had least practice with. Mainly because the disc I have in my collector's edition box set for Spyro Original Trilogy is partially scratched. We never got this fixed yet. I am going to find a way to get it fixed. If your record works, Eric's disc resurfacer does PS1 discs. But anyways, this scratch has prevented me from actually being able to play this level for many years. I still remember it. I can easily do it, of course. But yeah, this level, what happened last time I tried to play this level was this. I entered the portal, and it hit a loading screen, and it was just stuck there forever. I turned off the console, removed the disc, put it back in, and loaded up my save file, and back to the loading screen that did not load. Yeah, I don't know if this was just a minor issue back then, I don't know, but I may try it again soon when I do try out my PS3's capabilities of PS1 games, but again, this was blocked off from me for many years, but I still remember it quite well. So much so that when I did see it in Reignited Trilogy, I think it looks a lot better than the original. Mainly the sea monsters. The sea monsters, due to the graphic limitations, they barely looked like sea monsters. They just looked like a
Uncanny Valley.
You know those little like puppets you get at like a prize corner at like a arcade or something like that? Those stick puppet things where it's just a head on a stick with a little trigger. You pull the trigger to move their mouth. It looks like that.
Oh, so it was basically Jose Jalapeno on a stick on steroids?
Except it looks like a green Pac-Man version of that. So basically just imagine Pac-Man as one of those stick puppets.
It's like Jose Jalapeno on a stick on steroids?
Sort of. Now, when you look at the Reignited Trilogy version, I can see a sea monster, and it looks like a sea monster. Now, of course, I can't blame the graphics back then. It's the limitations. They didn't have the technology we did. So I can't blame them too much. So I do feel some nostalgia with the original stick puppet-looking sea monsters. But I do prefer the remakes of sea monsters, of course.
Yeah, pretty much anything I see in this version, I tend to prefer over the original. Like, even though the ones I haven't seen yet. But remember, I keep saying this time and time again, but I did play up until Breeze Harbor in the original. So I remember seeing the PS1 version of the Yeti, the idols, those weird people you meet at Idle Springs and the Colossus, the gem cutters, those weird SpongeBob sounding creatures.
Like one in particular, but we'll get to that in Spyro 3, of course.
Well done, Spyro.
No, make that two
now
in
that you
particular in
have
Spyro 3, but either way, we'll
talismans,
get to that.
your guidebook can break the lock on the door, and you can fight Gulp.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
But yeah,
you
may have noticed that
to get to where Ripto and Gulp
when I tried to access the second Speedway, the game essentially forced me to come back to Aurora.
That you can use to fight
And unfortunately, as you'll see, me saying yes to challenging Gulp, and then trying to access the Speedway again, didn't help. I had to use a specific trick where I glided from one of the pillars, well, the big wall surrounding the plains, in order to actually be able to reach the Speedway. Now, I don't know if this is a glitch, I don't know if it's intentional, it's either way honestly, it's just a minor inconvenience, but it's still a bit annoying.
Anyways, as as for Icy Speedway, I
Well
will
done,
admit I don't
Spyro.
have as much practice with it as the whole
Okay,
rest of the
come back whenever
franchise.
you're-
So when I did play it on Reignited, I did not know the best path, and I had to fiddle around and find the best path, of course.
We
Whereas
all
with the
have
other
to do
speedways,
that.
I could just fly through, of course, because I know the best path from years of experience. Now, I do have some years of experience with the Icy Speedway, but again, due to the scratch in the disc, that was impossible to play for a while. Now, I don't know if the PS3, being a Blu-ray player, makes it possible, once again, to play this, because I know for a fact that Blu-ray players can play your scratched DVDs perfectly, like there's no scratches. This happened with Inside Out when we tried out a Blu-ray player. We happened to have a surround sound Blu-ray player combo in our living room, but anyways. We tried this with our DVD of Inside Out, which was scratched heck, so there was some skippy moments in the beginning, of course. One in particular being around the broccoli scene. But anyways, we stuck it in the Blu-ray player and good as new.
That thing must play a bad discs like a dream.
Well, because Blu-rays are usually scratch resistant, and it's a blue laser, and it actually reads discs in a different way than the red laser that regular DVD players use. It's a lot of scientific stuff, but here's a simple way to imagine it. Imagine a comparison picture. First, the DVD's laser going through the scratch. Big zigzags with wide open spaces in between. Now look at the Blu-ray one. The blue laser going into the scratch with smaller zigzags, reading more of the scratch to read more that's on the disc, basically making the scratch non-existent to the laser.
Technology has advanced so much over the years.
You guys can probably see why I'm probably trying to replace all my DVDs to Blu-ray, basically.
Yep. So now we're in the Metro Speedway, and this one is pretty interesting. You have a bunch of pigeons, a guy's hanging,
This
dangling.
one I remember that was odd. This was like the oddest thing I found in Spyro was the Metro Speedway. In fact, it's one of the few times you find a human being in these freaking games.
That mayor with the crazy mustache?
Yes, he's quite a stereotypical mayor. He looks like Mr. Monopoly. You know, the mascot of Monopoly board game? The guy with the mustache and the top hat and the fancy suit.
Oh yeah, of course.
And it looks like Colonel Sanders from KFC.
I'm Colonel Sanders. Reference
I
to that
didn't
peanut
even know
outtake.
that was his name, by the way, Colonel Sanders. I didn't even know that was his name. And the only Colonel Sanders I knew for a long time was the one from Spaceballs, the second in command to Dark Helmet. But, so yeah, it kind of makes that guy more funny in the Spaceballs movie because he's now named after a Kentucky Fried Chicken restaurant, the mascot. Now I'm just imagining if they do Spaceballs 2, they're going to basically make a scene where he basically is holding KFC chicken. I'm just going to bet on that, and once we get a Spaceballs 2, I'm going to make sure I look for that. And I'm going to eat KFC chicken in the theater.
Now I want to see that happen.
But yeah. Anyways, this is like one of the only two human beings in the entire franchise of the trilogy, basically, when it comes to Spyro. Just the trilogy alone only has two human beings. And the two, well, actually, no, I think that's three. I forgot about the one guy, the lug, you know.
What about the cavemen? They're pretty human-like. The ones in Skelos Badlands and Crystal
I'm gonna
Glacier?
just consider by the models, of course, then. That would be two cavemen. So there's the two cavemen, the lug what was that place called? It's in the third homeworld of Spyro 2. He's the secret agent guy.
He's the what?
He's a secret agent, as he calls himself.
Agent Zero?
Yeah, Agent Zero. He's another human. He's one of those buff guys with no brains. Stereotypical, I know, but either way. Oh yeah, I forgot about the controversial guy, so that's another one there. But again,
Agent Zero was controversial?
And its amount of characters, it's still very little on how many humans. Then there's that Safari dude, don't forget him.
Right. But I didn't know Agent Zero was controversial.
No, not Agent Zero, the controversial one, you know. Bob?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, the one in Scorch.
Yeah, I have something interesting to say about Agent Zero, but I'll get to that when we actually get into the world.
Yeah, let's just wait until we actually find Agent Zero.
Yeah, there's a little theory I have. Oh, Handel and Greta are also humans.
Oh yeah, but they're also kids. But I guess they count. But then they show up in Spyro 3, of course.
Right.
In a better version of themselves too. Seriously, we gotta get to Spyro 3 as soon as possible.
Yeah, I agree. I was supposed to have Spyro 2 fully commentated and uploaded by the end of June, but things happened.
Yeah.
But hopefully, by the time this month is over, we'll at least have everything commentated. And now the game's probably going to force us to... Actually, no, they didn't force us to go down to Gulp's lair. One of the rare times where I actually wish that happened, because it would have saved us so much walking and climbing.
Speaking of Gulp's lair, you followed my strategy guide I gave you that I discovered while playing this boss battle for 2 hours straight in order to ace it?
Oh yeah, but I don't ace it in the next video. I do that later on. But in the next episode,
also,
you're about to see...
You aced Crush in your previous gameplays? I actually forget.
What?
You aced Crush in your gameplay so far?
Yep, so anyway, it's time for the next
Easiest to
episode,
ace, especially
and
with
let's
Reignited
face
having
Gulp.
the ninja roll.